Good morning. Happy Monday. It's a beautiful day today. Not windy and the sun's shining. It's cool, but that's okay. It's November, so we're going to get our spreader switched over and load it up with some gypsum. We've still got a pretty good pile out here. The goal is to get it used up today, so I'm gonna load it up, and then I think Dad might spread the first load out because I've got a meeting here this morning in like 15 minutes. But he wants to get the chisel moving, and we got to get some of this spread before he can do any more chiseling. So he's gonna spread the first load and then take the chisel, and I'll keep spreading. Well, there's a good first load. We probably got 2, 4, 6, 8, somewhere between 8 and 10 loads out here today. All right, off he goes. Got a lot of spreading to do today. I'm glad he's doing that first load. I wish that I would have already done one of gypsum so that everything was set up and I knew that my rate was going to be right. I don't, but I told him how to adjust it and how to compare the scales, so hopefully he's close. Either way, it's gypsum and it's not critical. Well, I'm done with what I was doing. Dad got the first load spread out. Let's see how he did here. Do we have to be in the field to see the map of the field? All right, well, whatever. Let's just load her up and go do it. All right, we were heading back up to the field. Got another 27,000 pounds on. Probably could have got more if I would have just driven around the other side, but we got plenty to finish the field that Dad started. He ran up there with the disc ripper, so he's going to get started ripping. So we got time, but we got to finish this before he gets over to that side of the field that's still got to be spread. And then we got more. We're going to keep spreading. We got another field down the road where we had our double crop beans. We're going to spread gypsum there. All right, well, here we are. Looks like we didn't care about boundarying in the field. Dad just went for it. No, he did go around it. Oh, I know what happened. Okay. When he first pulled in here, he hadn't switched it to gypsum, and so then he switched from potash to gypsum, and it started mapping again. And so those first ones he turned. That's all right. So we're right here. Auto track on, PTO on, spinners on, master on. There we go. See the gypsum falling off of our spreader, or our belt onto the spinner. And we'll spread this one out. Looks like he got 53 acres done of the 75 acres, so we got just over 20 acres to finish it up. That is over there with the ripper, getting started. This is one of those fields that's going back to corn next year, so we spread potash out here. I spread a little bit of that map the other day. The potash was done a while ago, I think. And now we're putting a little gypsum on here. So we're using the gypsum as a sulfur source for our corn. We kind of talked about this. Did I talk about this yesterday? I don't think I did talk about this yesterday. I talked about it in a live stream on TikTok. Somebody was asking me about sulfur and AMS. Before we bought the spreader, when we were having our stuff done from our local retailer and they were spreading for us, our crop consultant was having us mix potash with some AMS. It was 80% potash, 20% AMS blend. And so we were putting that ammonium sulfate out in the fall, trying to get a little sulfur out there. Now, sulfate in the fall is not a great idea because it's a leachable form of sulfur, right? But it was the time that we had to get it on, other than my ATS on my planter, because I'm using citrus anhydrous. I can't put sulfur in with that, so it's sort of difficult to get it out there, which is why we were broadcasting AMS. Well, I don't want to do that with our own spreader because I don't want to get the blends, right? I want to just spread straight potash, bring it in on semi-loads, not worry about getting it blended ahead of time, which is fine. But that gives me a problem with sulfur. Well, we're using the gypsum to address that, and we're getting much more gypsum at a much cheaper rate. Or I'm sorry, much more sulfur at a much cheaper rate than the AMS. And we're putting so much more out there that I'm not really concerned if we do lose a little bit, because while it is leachable and will move with the water, it's not going to all just be gone the first time it rains. My crop consultant that I talked to said when they have tested stuff after gypsum, he said you can find that sulfur for about 2.5 years after the application. So this should help feed the corn crop for next year and the bean crop the following year. All right, we are done with this field. We're going to find one on the way back to the farm just to empty our spreader. We got about 15,000 pounds left in it. Dad's going to get these corn stalks ripped up. Should be the last field of corn stalks he's got to do. Appears we've got a hunting party going on across the road here. I don't know where they're at exactly. We own that farm and part of the woods, not all of it. I don't know if Dad's given anybody permission to hunt over there or not. I don't know. It's fine. I don't really care. Like I said, we want to shoot the deer. But definitely parked on our land. Maybe I'll scare him over to the hunters. Where'd you go? All right, well, we managed to perimeter this field and make another few rounds. It's a lot of perimeter. And our spreader is basically empty. We got 500 pounds left in it, so we're going to head back. We're going to load up and go to the double crop bean field. We're not going to come right back to this one, but we'll be back here later. I got her mounded up pretty good this time. So we're over here where our double crop beans were, the last of the wheat stubble that we've got. This is the next field to get ripped, the last field to get ripped. So after Dad gets done with the corn stalks he's in now, we'll bring the tractor down here and get this one done. There's chances of rain and snow tomorrow. I don't think we'll get both of these done, but we'll see how far he makes it and try and keep the ripper running late tonight. If the rain and stuff holds off tomorrow until later in the afternoon, then maybe we can get them both done. I'm going to keep the fertilizer going, or the gypsum here. Once we get this done, we're going to hook the disc up to this tractor because we got lots of corn stalks that need disc yet. So there's still plenty to do. Well, you can't see it very good from there, but we can see it in our camera. We still got just a little bit left. And what does our scale say? 2,500 pounds. We've just got a pass and a half, or a round and a half here to go. So I think we're going to have enough to finish this field. It's just about the perfect amount. That's good. There, now we can see it. We just turned around. All right, we got that one done. We have made a dent in our pile here, but we got ways to go yet. Anyway, it is 1:15 noon. I'm gonna go eat some lunch and we'll come back and load her up and keep going. I got to figure out where we're gonna go, where we're gonna spread the rest of this. We just started that one field there before we did that load, so we'll probably finish that one, do another full load up there, but we're gonna have plenty more. Yeah, let's talk about it. So the goal with this gypsum is to supply the sulfur that our crop needs, right? We've already talked about that a little bit. Sulfur is a really important nutrient. We used to get it for free in the form of rain that had sulfur in it, or acid rain. Back when we didn't care about all the coal-fired power plants and industries just dumping exhaust into the atmosphere and sulfur and diesel fuel. It used to just come down and rain and was great for our fields, but now we don't get that anymore because we cleaned up the air, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But it means that we have to buy sulfur and put it on. So we're using the gypsum for that. I'm trying to do it to replace some of the liquid ATS, ammonium thiosol, that we use on the corn planter. Reduces the amount of starter that I have to put on, so I can carry less gallons, less weight, or we can cover more acres on a fill, that kind of stuff. And so I'm trying to target the cornfields, right? We're trying to put this on ahead of corn. Now I have all of the bean stubble that we had and the fields that I could spread sort of done. There was some wheat stubble, however, that got chiseled before I could spread it. So like these fields right behind the barn here is one of them. I'm kind of debating spreading on top of what we chiseled and just letting it sit there. and it'll percolate down through the soil over the winter, but then we'll work it in the spring with the field cultivator, and that would probably do what I need it to do. The other thing is soybeans also need sulfur. They need lots of sulfur, and so putting it on corn stalks before we disc them to ahead of the corn crop or ahead of next year's soybean crop, well, that's not a bad thing either. I don't have near enough gypsum to do all of that and put it on everything, so is it more important to cover more of the acres going to corn, or should I try it on some more of the acres going to beans? That's the dilemma right now. Phil's hauling corn. Look at that auto tarp. Where did I leave off with you guys? I kind of forget. I don't remember. We've loaded up a couple of times. We finished that field of corn stalks that we had started earlier, and we're down to, I don't know, we probably got 4 more loads, including the one that's on there right now. So we've got a little oil leak on the tractor. I think I got an O-ring on a solenoid going bad, and we need fuel. So I'm going to pull around to the fuel tank, shut her down, and we're going to take a shield off, see if we can figure out where it's coming from. It should be an easy fix if it's just an O-ring on a solenoid. So see if we can fix that quick. When I got out, I noticed some specks on our tires, and I thought, hey, that's not right. So we started looking around, and there's some oil dripping here. It's coming from somewhere back in there. So we need to take this cover off, which is that big bolt there, one on the other side, and this one. So I'm gonna go get some tools, and we're gonna take that down and see what we can see. I don't know, Jack. We don't have right to repair. We can't work on our own equipment. John Deere said so.
No right to repair?
Yeah. I don't know if it's legal for me to take a shield off of here. At least that's what the internet thinks.
It's an old tractor. What do you mean?
I know. Where's my spray stuff at there? I thought it was one of these solenoids leaking, but it doesn't appear to be. It appears to be coming from up higher, but all that dirt's dry, so I'm not sure where this oil is coming from. We're going to spray some stuff down, see if we can clean anything up enough to be able to see. Might have to start it up and run it a little bit. Well, I'm not finding anything active. However, this steering cylinder is very dirty. Like, maybe there's a leak back there, but I don't know how it would get from back there to up here. But there's nothing here that should be leaking. Like, I can't, even up in there, there's nothing there, so I don't know where it would be coming from. I'm wondering if it's leaking down and the fan is blowing oil around or something, and it was causing it to get up under that shield, because that fan just moves stuff around, and I don't know. I do know that we're not losing that much oil because the reservoir is not low. This is a hydraulic oil leak, not an engine oil leak. And so we're going to keep running it because we're going to finish. So, what?
Clean oil dripping.
Where?
When it was out here.
Oh, when it was out here, it was clean. Yeah.
It's not engine oil.
Right, it's not engine oil. Yeah, it's hydraulic. So I don't know where exactly it's coming from, but my best guess right now is the steering cylinder back there. We'll talk about that in a second. Well, that is for sure something to keep our eye on. We've got an oil leak there that is maybe getting worse. I don't know. I can't pinpoint anything where it would be coming from other than that steering cylinder. That steering cylinder we had replaced here. I'm trying to remember when that was, if that was last winter or 2 winters ago. It might have been last winter, in which case it's probably under a 1-year warranty, so I'll let the dealer know on that one after we kind of follow it or trace it a little bit here. But yeah, I'm wondering if our steering cylinder seal is leaking. So I will keep an eye on that, but it's a slow leak. I mean, it's going to get things a little messy, but it's not like it's going to be catastrophic or lose all the oil out of the machine. The oil level's still good. It hasn't come down. A little bit of oil makes a really big mess. So we'll watch it. Keep going. All right, I decided I wanted to use some of this gypsum on this field here. This was actually wheat this year. and it's already been chiseled. It had chicken litter put on here, and we chiseled it under before I could get the gypsum spread, or before we even had it hauled in, I think. And so I wasn't going to do it, and then decided that, well, we've got plenty of gypsum, and I'm trying to do it ahead of corn more than beans. So this is the only field of the home farm here that's all going to corn that didn't have any gypsum on it, which would alter what I need to put on it for starter. If I put it on here, then I don't have to worry about having different starter blends for this one different field versus the rest of it. Just a good way to do it. So we are driving on fall chiseled ground. It's not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. It will be fine. It's been chiseled for well over a month here and settled, and like, it's not light and fluffy. It's really dry. We're not causing any real compaction, anything I'm worried about. So we'll go ahead and spread this one. There's 53 acres here. Gotta be getting boring when I show you the same thing every time. Me getting out of this tractor saying, yeah, we got her loaded up again. I got a full one this time. Probably two more. There's probably two more there. I'm here to look. We've got oil inside of our rim and inside of this tire. You can definitely see some wet, dripping, leaky stuff there. So I would say that steering cylinder seal is for sure leaking. It's not horrible, but it's not good. Question is, do we have another spot up here that's leaking? It sure looks like it. It's shiny right there. There's oil dripping down there from somewhere, but I don't know where that's coming from. There's nothing up there. So we've got two oil leaks to fix. Just about got this spreader emptied again. We're perimetering another field. I just spread the one across the road, and now we're going to do this one. Another field that's chiseled already. This was bean stubble that I really wanted to get spread, but the spreader was stuck down to Berkey, and Dad wanted to get it chiseled, and we spread the chicken litter, and so it got chiseled. And we're going to spread the gypsum on it anyway. It's going to corn next year, and this was one that I had planned on doing and bought it for, so I thought, oh, let's just go spread it on top. It'll be fine. All right, it's almost 6 o'clock. I'm not doing any more tonight, getting dark on us, so we had a pretty good day. I'll look up, see how many acres we did, but we got probably 2 more loads to spread yet. We're close. 380 acres of gypsum got spread today. That includes the one Dad did this morning, but yeah, that's a pretty good day. So Dad's just finishing up that field that we spread this morning where he was chiseling. Just about done with it. I just looked at the map, so yeah, not too bad. Anyway, thanks for watching today. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We'll probably be back at it tomorrow. There's chances of rain tomorrow, so we'll see what's going on with that. But yeah, planning on working and trying to get the rest of the spreading done, and maybe we'll get a disc hooked up, and who knows. We should also get our combine and grain cart tractor out of the field. They're still sitting down where we finished because just haven't brought them home yet, so we need to do that. We got lots of stuff still to do. Just takes time, but we're making progress. Have a good night, everybody. See ya.